So let's go to next halakha number 3. So it's much longer. So it says, if teacher desires to instruct the students personally, he is entitled to do so. If he desires to teach through the medium of the spokesman, the spokesman should stand between him and the students. The teacher speaks to the spokesman, and the spokesman declaims the teaching of all the students to all the students. When they ask spokesman a question, he asks the teacher. The teacher in turn replies to a spokesman, and the spokesman replies to a questionnaire. The teacher should not raise his voice above that of the spokesman. Similarly, when the spokesman asks question of the teacher, he should not raise his voice above that of the teacher. Okay. The spokesman is not allowed to detract from, add to, or change the teacher's wording, unless he is a teacher's father or a teacher. Mm-hmm. If the teacher has tells the spokesman, my teacher told me the following, or my father and the teacher told me the following, but the spokesman relates the teaching to the people, he should quote the statement in the name of the sage who authored it. Mention the name of the teacher's father or the teacher saying so and so, the sage said the following. This is allowed despite the fact that the teacher did not mention the sage's name, because it's forbidden to refer to one's teacher or the father by name. Okay, so it's a lot of details. So we're going to explain, try to explain Beezrat HaShem everything that says here. Okay, from the beginning with commentaries and explanations. If teacher desires to instruct student personally, he is entitled to do so. Commentary. Although it was common for a Torah sage to employ the service of spokesman, there was no obligation to do so. I'm not sure if they could. Let me see. No, he's going to explain. He's going to explain who is the spokesman. Right. So technically, first of all, it was like a status of honor. Right? So he has a assistant, right? Who knows what the Torah of the teacher. So it would be it's not a random person who just with a nice voice, a loud voice, who would repeat the things clearly, loudly, clearly to the whole crowd. No, it's actually a person who knows what the teacher means, who is very close to him, learned from him many years ago, and now for a teacher is enough to give like few lines, few thoughts, the ideas, and then this mitargum, this spokesman is going to develop the idea, right? So it saves, I would say, maybe the energy of the teacher. So many times it's an elderly person. He does not have so much energy to speak all of the things that his student knows, like anyway, right? So that's introduction to this was it translator? Spokesman. Sorry. So continue. If he desires to teach through the medium of the spokesman, the spokesman should stand between him and the students. Right, so commentary. There's a difference of opinion between the commentaries regarding the function of this individual, meaning who was this spokesman. Rashi in Yoma 20b consider him as to be a translator, and indeed there is a literal meaning of the term mitargum. Okay. In Babylon and even in Eretz Israel, the popular spoken language was Aramaic, while many of the sages preferred to teach in Hebrew. So one of the explanation who was the spokesman, one of the explanation is that he was a translator, meaning that he was translated from Hebrew into Aramaic, and it was actually the style, not the style of like tradition how they would read the Torah, Chumash on Shabbat, in the shul. On Shabbos, I guess, weekday also. So the reader would read from the Torah scroll, one verse, right, and then this translator would translate this verse into Aramaic, so people would understand what is going on, what is going on now in a parsha. Okay, so in one explanation of this spokesman is actually a translator, that literally translator from Hebrew into Aramaic, and as they say, even when people moved back to Eretz Israel after Babylonian exile, first of all, not too many people, but many of them were not such a big Torah scholars. We have to remember this also. And many of them did not know Hebrew, very simple. So they knew Aramaic. So we have to understand, people were living in Babylonia for 70 years. So many people who came were never were born as actually outside of the land of Israel. So many of them did not speak Hebrew, like naturally. Maybe elder generation, yes, but newer, not so much, right? So that's why even in Eretz Israel we needed these translators. Okay, that's one opinion, that he was translated. But second opinion, as I explained, he was one of the close students who would actually, one does not deny another, right? It could be a translation and explanation at the same time. Okay, so continue. Therefore, they would speak to a spokesman in a hushed tone in Hebrew, and he would translate the teaching to Aramaic and teach them to the public in a loud voice. So, right, so as we said, if it's outside, and this teacher is this rabbi is an old elderly person, he does not have strength, right? Others maintained that the spokesman was no more than a human microphone. Okay, rather than have the sage vary himself in speaking a tone which could be heard, which all could hear, he would speak softly, and the spokesman would speak in a tone that all could hear. So somebody says that's a second opinion, somebody with a very strong voice. This opinion is supported by the passages, for example, Kiddushim 31b, which refers to the person, to that spokesman as a speaker. Okay, no problem. The Rabbi mentioned the Torah perspective, explaining that the spokesman also communicates, speak a teacher's word in a manner could be understood and grasped by the students. So that's what I was explaining. So maybe in a simple words, this teacher, it's enough. But when the scholars speak, they speak in short sentences, but they understand each other exactly what the other side is trying to do. So that's this spokesman will elaborate. Rabbi Sholom Dovber of Lubavitch follows a similar but not identical view. Okay, in a series of Ma'amarim entitled Yom Tov Shel Rosh Hashanah 5666, in the year 5666, he elaborates on this concept in details, explained that the teacher was on too high level to explain his ideas in a manner which common people could understand. Therefore, he would employ the spokesman, who, though was able to comprehend the teacher's statements, was on a level that his explanation would not be too sophisticated for the people to grasp. So it's also very, very, very important quality that the person, trait, right, that the person might have. So explain difficult concepts in a simple word so everybody would understand. and maybe with a parable, with the examples, because as we said, the teacher was too high, like on a very high level. Okay, continue. The use of the spokesman was a sign of honor and respect for the teacher. I guess maybe like in today's world, like a driver. So somebody have a chauffeur, right? A driver. Okay, so of course it's show that he's an important person, right? 19. And as we said before, all of this our Torah teacher, rabbis, we have to respect them. So even if there is no respect, if he's he has this old rusty bicycle, so and so people would not listen to him as much as they would listen to somebody like more respectful, right? Who comes with a, I don't know, at least drives a car, not a rusty bicycle. You understand? That's human nature. Even for us, I mean, what's the problem with the bicycle, right? But for most of the people, it's a big difference. They're not going to listen to a person who does not even look successful, right? Continue. The teacher speaks. I'm sorry. Okay, so we said okay. So last idea that we said that the teacher that this spokesman should be medium, right? So he should stand between the teacher and the students. Okay, the teacher speaks to the spokesman, and the spokesman declaims the teaching to all the students. So commentators say in a hushed voice, so very softly, very quietly, and he would explain to the students in a manner in which they could hear. So and hear, and second idea also to also understand, not only hear but understand. See Sota 40a, Holin 15a, from which we can derive picture of the process of the instruction. Okay, no problem. We're not going to go there. Just continue with the subject. I mean, I think we're getting the idea. So, okay, so this teacher is sitting on a chair. So I guess this this spokesman, he's standing, right? And he listens what the teacher says, and then goes to the people and explain to them. Okay.